Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. Oh, Larry, Holler, welcome in. Hope you're both doing well. We're gonna be playing a little bit of Dragon Quest for as long as my body allows. And that's it. Been a long day. I suppose I wasn't very fair with myself today either, because like I have been doing a lot of computer work the last, call it 48 to 72 hours between the Stream Elements news and I guess we can talk about that for a bit. And then like learning new systems and trying to recreate things in OBS and blah, 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 blah. Just annoying. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I actually got something working, which is cool. I can actually show you guys really quick. I obviously this is all a placeholder. None of this is actually staying. But essentially what I did was I made a set of sources in OBS that are text boxes, images, and transitions, right? And then I set up essentially a macro in StreamerBot, which is the bot that we use for the chat box in the bottom right corner of the screen. So that way when stuff happens in the chat, it'll like pop off. And so as an example, I think, well, let me test it now. No, because I don't have the I don't have it on here. I can turn it on really quick just to show. Enabled. Okay. And then test trigger.
Ooh, shiny.
So it's not perfect, obviously. Like I said, I've got placeholder images right now. But I've also got it set up so where it does the
ooh, shiny.
The variations. I've got it set it up for all the like all the variations and everything are set up, which is dope. There's a downside, because of course there's always a downside. It is currently, let me back up a little bit. So the reason why we're doing this is because Stream Elements was rumored to be shutting down. This happened a couple of days ago, I think probably Thursday or Wednesday, I forget. And then to set it off at the pass, we immediately like put some notes in, said, hey, let's wait for Stream Elements to actually say something. We'll go around. I went out to my friends who create content, talked about, you know, all of our alternatives. Obviously, Streamlabs is the easy alternative, but there's a reason why we switched from Streamlabs to begin with, because we all used to use Streamlabs before we moved to Stream Elements. So moving back is not necessarily the idea. That's not exactly what we would like to do. And so as a result, how do you fix it? So I spent the majority of Friday researching options, and the StreamerBot option and Mix It Up is another bot that operates off of my desktop, so off of my local computer. So as a result, that means all of the alerts and the triggers for the alerts trigger off of a script that's running on my PC. And so the reason why that's good is because then I can just go into, this is what my, I call it the standard source screen. And so this has got all of our sources. This has got all like the coffee. So if I click coffee here, you won't see it anymore. This is where Blurp's at. So Blurp's up in the top left corner. Obviously you guys can't see any of this. All you see is a black screen with the support thing at the bottom. But this is where I put the actual things, right? And both of these exist here. And then basically the script just runs, changes the text boxes before the thing shows up, and then it plays a couple of sounds, and then it shows up on screen for everybody to see. And so that means everything is local, right? It's all on my desktop, and then everything's just plugged into OBS. Really, really, really simple. Once I figured out how to get it running and get it working, getting the rest of this stuff done was easy, right? I got the gift sub thing working. I got the gift sub, like if somebody does 5 gift subs, I've got that set up already. I've got to do like resubscriptions. I can actually start doing resubscriptions that are like unique to specific users, I think, through StreamerBot. I won't commit to that until I actually test it. But now I have a lot of flexibility where using these online services, I didn't have that flexibility at all. So to be frank, whether Stream Elements closes or not, I'm probably just going to continue slowly transitioning over to this. And then just host all my stuff. Whoa, okay. Host all my stuff locally. Because then I don't have to worry about if Stream Elements gets a DDoS attack, or if somebody's mad at Fossabot that day, or if somebody's pissed off at Streamlabs. I don't have to worry about that. My alerts will all be local. If they aren't working, it'll be because something on my computer is not working, and if something on my computer is not working, I'm not streaming anyways. So, but anyway, the downside of this in particular is currently, in order to get membership re-memberships done, there's got to be a better way to say that. Membership milestones, we'll call it that. That's a great way to call it. Membership milestones on YouTube, right? So it's basically subscriptions on Twitch, membership milestones here on YouTube. In order to get the alerts working through the bot that I'm currently using, they integrate with Stream Elements, which doesn't solve my problem, right? So like that is part of the problem. Like they're looking, and they're not trying to go into Stream Elements for the alerts. They're trying to go to Stream Elements for the activity list, right? Because that's the only place that's a place for them to actually pull the activity list from. Where Twitch's activity list, they can just pull it from the chat because it posts in the chat and stuff, right? But I don't think the YouTube chat box API works like that. And because all of the YouTube streams are like separate individual videos, I don't think that they can just like, I would have to, I'm not saying I would have to, they would have to link into the specific live stream video that we schedule and then pull from that chat, and then they'd have to be redone every single time I went live, which is obviously not a solution. So having access to a activity feed is definitely the more reasonable solution, where Twitch, it's the same chat box every time, right? Which is why it works for Twitch. So if Stream Elements, for whatever reason, if Stream Elements does actually go under and they don't sell and they don't find a buyer for their organization, and the things that we are used to with Stream Elements go away, I will continue looking for a YouTube solution. That way we still have all of our YouTube alerts and everything. But as of right now, it doesn't function that way, and I definitely understand why, which is why I wanted to explain it. So there's certainly going to be a way for us to be able to do it. I'm not sure what that way is or how it's going to be, but we'll we'll experiment, we'll do some more research, and we'll figure it out. Obviously, like I said, I've only started looking into this on Friday. It was Friday morning when I started researching this. So this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is not something that I expected to be done immediately. The fact that the Twitch side got done so quickly is kind of a blessing in disguise. And I'm grateful for that, at least. Yes. Well, and the problem mostly is that because I'm like working on my desktop, that's kind of where I get the most discomfort when it comes to my shoulder injury. And so regrettably, from me like sitting here and testing things for hours, it had a adverse effect, turns out. So between yesterday and Friday, it was a little bit too much, which is, it is what it is. It's fine. Because it had to be done regardless, so it was going to get done either way. But I do apologize for not being able to get on at the normal time, the time I was expecting to be on today. But I appreciate everybody's patience. I appreciate everybody being patient with us, moving the streams back a couple of days too. Because obviously I needed to sit down and actually look things up and do some research and get some implementation in. But now I've got a pretty good handle on it. So if any of my friends or if any other content creators, if they need help, or if you know anybody that needs help, they're welcome to reach out to me. I don't mind helping them out. It's pretty simple. Once you get the first alert set up, it's pretty easy after that. And it shouldn't be too bad at all. Thank you. But yeah, so I did record a couple of videos. I did record the Persona 5 video, the Phantom X video. I posted that yesterday afternoon because that was something that I could do while I was sitting on my desktop. And I got the Cloud Pull video out. I decided just to combine the Cloud and Aerith pulls together. I didn't feel like separating them, so I just kept it together. I don't think anybody's mad about that though, but I just kept them together. It was easier that way. What else happened this weekend? Oh, I was gonna whine for a little bit. I might still do it. Yeah, it's true. Lily, welcome in. It's good to see that the colon thing still doesn't work. So it's, if Larry figured it out yesterday, if you just type it, it works. But for whatever reason, if you try to do the colon method to get it pulled up on the list, it like stops it for some reason. I don't know why this happened all of a sudden, but like it did. So I don't know, it's weird. Because usually it's just like, yeah. Well, it wasn't, I don't think it even was an issue the previous time that she streamed on YouTube. So it's strange. I don't know what happened yesterday, or well, this weekend in particular. But yeah, that's how I usually get the emotes too, is I do the colon shortcut. And then I just like, you know, I have my muscle memory at this point. I have my muscle memory at this point. But yeah, that was my weekend. So yeah, anyway, I've gotten very, very good with StreamerBot. I've gotten my feet wet with Mix It Up. I'm certainly not an expert in Mix It Up yet. I don't even know if I've got it all put together just yet. Yeah, so I was already using FossaBot specifically because, as you know, the Stream Elements bot on YouTube is dog shit. So I already switched to FossaBot, God, ages ago, so that I would have a more consistent bot here. Because if I do my things here, FossaBot actually works. He says, okay, there it goes. But like, so all of my commands work here with FossaBot. So I was already like, I had already transitioned to FossaBot a while ago. So the only thing that was on my to-do list was the alert box. And that was like the biggest concern for me because my Stream Elements boxes, my alerts are through Stream Elements. So I showed off this a couple of seconds ago and I can show you real quick. But I essentially made a set of images basically in my standard source screen where I've got all of my like alerts. And so I've got it set up with like all of this set up like this, and it just pops in. And so the way that it works is I've got my streamer bot now has an action, a trigger. It's essentially a macro, and it's got it so where if I do test trigger here,
Ooh, shiny.
I still got all of my variations. I still have like the and it just basically all it does is it's I can just throw it to screen display. It's easier this way rather than explain it. So down here, I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't. But so basically the macro setup is set up to do, so it goes into Twitch and it finds the user. It goes into my OBS studio and then changes the name. It goes into that text file and it changes the message. These are the sounds that I've got. So I've got all the sounds and then I've got it so where it's just random, super easy. So it just does it random, completely random for the sound effects. And then it goes into OBS studio and just makes that thing visible. And then I have it delayed for, this is 10 seconds because this is 10,000 milliseconds. And then after 10,000 milliseconds, it hides it, which then has a 2-second fade for the transition that I have set up in OBS already. So yeah, essentially all of my alerts will be in OBS, and the triggers will be through the bot that I'm already using for my chatbot. So in theory, as long as the chatbot doesn't die, knock on wood, but as long as the chatbot doesn't die, then I'll be fine. But everything's local now, so I don't have any online sources. Everything's local off my desktop. And yeah, like I said, the only downside is that it doesn't currently work with YouTube without working through Stream Elements. And I definitely understand why it doesn't work, but it's not a YouTube solution. So I was spending most of the day yesterday trying to figure out a YouTube solution. It seems like it's probably going to be a different bot, like a Mix It Up or something like that for the YouTube alerts, but I don't know the answer yet. Oh, sorry. Rough weekend. But yeah, so learn something new. So that's fun. And like I said, now that it's local, all those times where we have the alert box just not work, or all those times where we just like, oh, well, Stream Elements just isn't working today. Now we don't have to worry about that. Because if it's not working, it's because of our desktop. And if our desktop's not working, we're not streaming anyway. So. But yeah, so the idea will be to transition all of it over to that. I may as well I'm just probably going to do it, if I'm being honest. I can't imagine why I wouldn't. And then once I've got it all set up, because I don't have like raids set up, I don't have resubs set up. And once I get all that stuff done, then we'll go from there. But yeah, and then for the chat bot, I'm just gonna stick with FossaBot. I can't imagine unless something happens with FossaBot. But again, I can't imagine something bad will happen with FossaBot anytime soon. Again, knock on wood. But else happened this weekend? Oh, we did confirm that the graphics card, the capture card is dead. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Bozo. We are looking to try to get a replacement, but it's just dead. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And of course, it died just after the RMA is expired. So naturally, we can't get it replaced either. So just it is what it is. And it's a high def graphics card again. Jesus, hello, capture card. So like I get it. It's like probably running hot because we're running at a higher fidelity and trying to capture that and like transfer it through a USB-C. And obviously we made a lot of content through the capture card. So it's more a sign of use than a sign of time, but it is what it is. Yeah, as long as we get that time frame, is true. That's true. I have been in, well, I was in business in a top level of business for a long time. And it's basically been my entire career. And to be absolutely honest with you, that type of post that they posted on Twitter would be like a shot to the knee if it was them lying, right? So I'm of the mindset that there's no real reason for them to post that unless it was true. And frankly, if they're just selling, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's like, oh, well, what if it sells to XYZ? Well, it's still going to exist as it is the point, right? And if that company comes out and says that they're going to like, you know, eat the company and just like merge it into whatever it is, then we'll react to it then. But right now, it was enough to make people realize, hey, maybe we need to not have all of our eggs in one basket, which like you and I specifically, we have never, I've never had my eggs in one basket on this platform or on any platform since what was the first Twitch thing that happened? Well, when that person broke their tailbone at TwitchCon and everything that happened after that. And I was just like, after that, it's just like, I am diversifying everything. I will split everything up. Moosepel, welcome man. Hope you're doing well. Continues blowing your mind. That's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. I hope you have fun with it. It's a lot of fun. I had a great time with Rebirth. I did. I am finding out, by the way, we'll talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake for a bit too. No spoilers or anything. We're just going to talk about like potential announcements and stuff like that. Not going to talk about the game. I'm finding out that there are so many people who don't like that series, and it's just like, man, people just don't like fun. I'm doing okay. It's been a rough weekend. Like I said, I've gotten some like my physical shit is flaring up, but other than that, I'm doing. Mentally, I'm okay. Physically, not so great, but mentally, I'm doing fine. I'm excited to play some Dragon Quest, though, after I yap for a while. But yeah, so there's been some discussion points brought to the front because Square has revealed their what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not progressions. Nope. Not percentages. Hello. Brain. Hello. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Forecast. They're forecasting. Why did that take me so long? We got a decent look at the fiscal year 27 forecast, and it looks like projections. That's the P word I was looking for. Thank you. Golly. But yeah, so it's one of the moments where you have to kind of take a step back and go, it's just a thing of pad and paper, like that doesn't mean anything. But essentially what it looks like Square is only anticipating a slight increase in total revenue for fiscal year 27. And there is already, for folks that don't know, a brand new expansion for Final Fantasy XIV releasing in January of 2027, which is in fiscal year 27. So it would be pretty weird if they were projecting just a slight increase in revenue, if they were releasing a brand new Final Fantasy XIV expansion and a brand new Final Fantasy VII Remake game. So I'm just saying, it's probably good to just temper expectations going into Summer Games Fest. There's a pretty decent chance that we're just not going to see it. Generally speaking, I go into these like with an empty mind anyways, because like I just like watching new games or seeing new games. So from my perspective, I'm just like, I'm good. But I know there's a lot of hype and a lot of expectation floating around Summer Games Fest. It seems like what we're seeing on paper that it's pretty unlikely. It's pretty unlikely. So that doesn't mean that we won't see it. That doesn't mean that it won't be there, but it almost certainly guarantees that we're not going to see it within the next 9 months. Again, nothing's guaranteed. We'll see what happens. Maybe they're just being modest and they're just, you know, tempering their own expectations for forecasting. But it is good to kind of know now that like it's probably not going to get shown. And if it does, it's probably not going to be till like winter of next year type thing. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's true. Well, and I think that helps other people too, right? Because remember that Rebirth is coming out on Xbox and the Switch 2 in June. So it does make sense that they would want to have people have time to take their time playing a game that is likely close to 100 hours, right? So from that perspective, I get it, right? And I definitely understand it, and it makes it easier. It makes it an easier pill to swallow, for me at least. But yeah, at this juncture, I'm expecting winter of next year at the earliest. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they have tempered expectations, right? That's just how it is. Maybe they've seen their revenue drop across the board in their game division, and they just don't think that it's going to be enough to carry like a load that high. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, unless you're working as a C-suite at the organization presenting these figures, you don't know anything. I don't know anything. None of us know anything. So saying anything with 100% certainty is foolish, but it at least on paper seems like it's probably unlikely. That's true too. Yeah, if other people will have a chance to replay it too. That's a great point. Yeah, I'm probably due to like do that hard mode playthrough to get the platinum. Yeah, that's valid. And truth be told, honestly, they have because they messed with us a little bit because they changed a line at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and that line that they changed did end up like making a difference at the end of the game. So like, obviously no spoilers, not gonna talk about that, but like they could do that again with Rebirth. Like they could just go, you know what? I'm just gonna tinker with this a little bit. Now you guys can don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. And we're gonna just like Square, that's a 23 gig download, and they're just like, nah, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then all of us are just gonna be like, fine, we'll replay it, I guess. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And I fully expect them to do something like that. I fully expect them to integrate Ever Crisis in some capacity, because it was pretty loose. The Ever Crisis impact in Rebirth. Again, no spoilers, but like it was pretty loose how much Ever Crisis actually had an impact. And obviously Ever Crisis, the entire intent of Ever Crisis was to explain the origin of Sephiroth and how Sephiroth got his sword. And why the sword is able to do the things that it's able to do. So like that was the whole point of Ever Crisis from the start. It was obviously also to be a collection of the anthology, so you could go through and play all the classics and have like a Reader's Digest version of all of those games, and still like, you know, consume the content no matter where it is. Because again, if this is on the phone, it's unless they shut it down completely like they did with Union Cross, it'll at least be available for people to play and look and watch, right? And with some of these stories, like the Dirge of Cerberus one and the Advent Children one, where they're just kind of like, they're just movies, basically. There's no fights. As long as there's no combat, there's really no need to, you know, that's not something that you have to shut down, right? You can just let people have that locally on their phones. There's no reason why they couldn't. But we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, we're talking way in the future at this point. Ever Crisis isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And you can tell that from their projections as well, that they have full intention of continuing to get revenue from Final Fantasy XIV and from Ever Crisis and their other mobile games as well. So, what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, it is. It is. Ever Crisis is fun, and like I said, it's performing well enough right? And for the folks that doom and gloom, and I know there's quite a few out there that are dooming and glooming about Ever Crisis in particular, Persona 5 The Phantom X is a game that I would argue is like wildly popular in the global scene. And to put this in perspective, it never in its entire history, according to the little mobile map where you can see how much money is spent on the mobile side, which by the way does not include PC, just so we're clear. That doesn't include Steam. That only includes what they see on the mobile side for like Google Play and Apple and all that. But like, so this website that is, tracking mobile spending, Persona 5 The Phantom X has never gotten more money in a month than Ever Crisis. Ever. Like, ever. And that game is wildly popular and is still going in both the original servers and here in global. So, Ever Crisis is fine. Ever Crisis is fine. And again, obviously, that may not be accurate because we're only seeing the mobile spending. We're not seeing what's being spent on PC, on Steam, etc., right? So like, none of these figures are actually accurate anyways. I can't type either. It's fine. I've had a rough weekend for typing. Rough weekend. But yeah, I am not anticipating Ever Crisis going anywhere anytime soon. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I love the Persona series, so I've been having a lot of fun. I actually just got a comment that I was trying to like wrap my head around how to respond. I got a comment on that Persona video that I posted the other day. That was just they said that they liked my content, which I appreciate, and then they were just like, why don't you play one of the popular gacha games like Wuthering Waves? And I was just like, I don't know how to like encapsulate why I don't play those games versus like Persona 5, The Phantom X, and Ever Crisis, but I'm willing to endure the negatives of gacha games when it's with a franchise that I like and it has a story that I care about, right? And so I tried Genshin Impact, I tried Honkai Star Rail, I tried Zenless Zone Zero, I tried Neverness to Everness. I've tried some of these we'll call them popular, quote unquote, gacha games, right? I've tried them, and none of them have had the staying power that Ever Crisis and Persona have had for me, because again, I'm willing to put up with the downsides because I enjoy the game for what it is, right? So like in Ever Crisis specifically, I'm willing to put up with the ridiculous power creep as an example, because the story in Ever Crisis is so fun and so good that I'm willing to be like, I don't really care. Like, I don't care. That doesn't bother me, right? I don't give a shit. Like, power creep it all you want. I'm just here for the next event story. I'm here for the next little fun part that you put in, or these new character stories. Like, I'm here for that, right? Exactly, yeah. And the truth is in Neverness to Everness as an example, just using that as like the most recent example, it's a game that has dailies, just like every gacha game. And the dailies for that game take like, God, it's like 30 minutes, I think, something like that, which is insane. It's just too long, right? And you're looking at it and you're thinking like, oh, 30 minutes, that's not that much. I don't have that much time to play video games right now. So when I have to come out and I have to do dailies on a day that I don't normally have time to play video games, I don't want to have to sit there for 30 minutes going through and doing like stamina grind stuff that I can't just skip, right? Division, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Genshin dailies for sure was one of the ones that I could flag immediately. Honkai Star Rail was bad too. But like in Persona 5 The Phantom X, you want to know how long it takes me to do my dailies? 4 minutes. Four total minutes. You know how long it takes me to do it in Ever Crisis now that we have that skip feature? Like 6 minutes. I get all of my dailies for 2 different gacha games done in 10 minutes, and I'm just done. Right. Absolutely. And then you don't get to do the cool stuff, right? You don't get to do all of the fun, like recorded content or the live streams or stuff because you're sitting there just trying to get your account and keep your account caught up. And it's just like, that's just too hard, man. It's too hard. Yeah, Ever Crisis is much better now with the skip system. I still think that skip system could have been a bit better, but it's fine. I think it's still good. It's definitely still good. Saturday would be a 6-hour stream. It's true. It's true. But yeah, it's mostly just that those games just did not have the staying power for me. You know, obviously, again, the point of it takes too long is still valid, and I think that's still a good response. But the truth is I did try them. The only one I didn't try is Wuthering Waves, and I didn't try, there's a new one that just released recently that I saw, I think it was Connor that was playing. Was it Arknight Enfield? Is that what it is? I think that's the one that just came out recently. And I haven't tried that one yet. But I'm of the mindset that these, like, and obviously they're not actually Genshin, like, right? Like, just like every game isn't a Souls game, not every game is a Genshin game, right? But that style of game does not appeal to me at this point. I have tried now 5 of them, and I did not like any of them. So, like, trying to play the 6th one, hoping it's the one that's going to stick, is not going to work for me. The fact that I even tried 5 was like, it's already over the top. I'm done. I'm not doing that much, man. It's just too much of my free time. Too much of my free time. When I've already got other things that my backlog is massive still. I want to make more content on YouTube and, you know, on Twitch. I want to get through that Final Fantasy marathon that has taken me, I projected that Final Fantasy marathon to take me 18 months. We're going on year 3.5 at this point. Like, it has taken me far too long. Now, granted, there are reasons for that. Obviously, Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, those things like came out in the middle of all of this. So that is part of the reason why it's taken so long. But also, it's just like, it's been a slog to get through between injuries and streaming issues and internet issues and, you know, adjustments to the schedules and shit. It's just, I don't have the time to sit here and like grind 2,000 hours in Genshin Impact so I can make, you know, one little funny haha YouTube short and move on, right? Like, because that's going to be what most of my memories are for any of those games, is if I get to like make a little content thing, throw it up and be like, remember that was fun. And that's it. Where like Ever Crisis, even if I had never made a single video, there were so many moments that I had in Ever Crisis that are going to stick with me because I just loved that Final Fantasy game. It's just been fun. Persona 5 is the same thing. Persona 5 The Phantom X has a legitimately good story. Persona 5 The Phantom X is actually like the last 2 chapters. So chapter 3 and chapter 4, those palaces are some of the best palaces in the Persona franchise. And they're massive. Don't get me wrong. They're way too big. Like at least the third chapter, the palace was way too big. It was too long. It's lasted. It didn't know when to go away. But the plot was fantastic, and I put up with it because the plot was fantastic. Yeah, Genshin fulfilled you. Yeah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. And then by the time you get it back to the next one, like Wuthering Waves comes out, and it just, with all due respect to Wuthering Waves, I'm not trying to disrespect it all, but like from a outside perspective and never having touched the game, it looks exactly the same. Like I'm not playing the same game twice. I'm sorry. And if you ever wanted a good example of how much I've stuck to that, I played Demon's Souls when it first released on the PlayStation 3 in 2000. I believe it was 2009. And I played Dark Souls on release when it came out in 2012. I played it on release. I played both games on release. I played Demon's Souls all the way through, got as much done as I wanted to in that game, felt pretty fulfilled, said, all right, yeah, you know what? I'm actually excited to try a sequel. Let's try the sequel out. And then Dark Souls was, I shit you not, basically the same thing, but with just a little less like creativity. Like there was still a lot of really great stuff about Dark Souls 1, and the game is not a bad game. This is not me slamming Dark Souls 1, by the way, but there were things like the bonfire had a plot point in Demon's Souls. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of love and creativity in Demon's Souls that they kind of pulled back on for probably obvious reasons. It's probably way too hard to keep that level of detail going throughout the entirety of the series. But by the time I'd gotten through Dark Souls and I'd beaten the game, I put my controller down and I was just like, okay, like, do I want to go back through this and play this as a different character type, a different archetype? Do I want to try a different like build? And when I sat down and thought about it, I was just like, no, I don't. I don't actually want to experience this anymore. I'm done. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. And so when they announced Dark Souls 2, I was just like, I'm good. I'm all right, man. Like I'm good. And it's one of those moments, like, you guys have seen me play Elden Ring on stream. Like, I tried Elden Ring too. I gave it a good shot. We tried it for like 17 hours, right? And I gave it a chance. But the truth is just like that gameplay style just doesn't really do anything for me. So It just doesn't do anything for me. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And then they finally added the jump button in Elden Ring, and they gave it 9.5s out of 10. You can jump! Woo! It's just like, really? That's all it took? All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, and I'm surely not here to piss in anybody's Cheerios, right? I'm super glad that y'all enjoyed the series. I'm super glad that there have been great games. You know, like Bloodborne in particular. I'll be totally honest with you. If I didn't have to grind the healing items for Bloodborne, I probably would have finished Bloodborne on stream. That game was fun. I enjoyed Bloodborne quite a bit. But having to grind for the healing items, that killed it for me. I was just done. I'm just not, it's wasting my time at that point. I just don't care anymore. Yeah, Bloodborne is legitimately a very good game. I think Bloodborne's better than, like, of the games that I've seen so far, because I'm watching Lily play Dark Souls. I watched Lily play Dark Souls 2. I'm watching her play through Dark Souls 3. No spoilers, she's not finished with it yet. But all I've done throughout all of the Dark Souls 2 playthrough and all of the Dark Souls 3 playthrough is go, holy shit, I was so right to stop playing this game. Like, I am so glad that I stopped. And it's not because, oh, it would frustrate me. Oh, like you guys have seen, I'm patient. I'll wait until I get through it. But it's going to take me, what, 30 minutes to get past one little area. And then sometimes you'll spend 30 minutes to finally get past that little area. And there'll be a knight around the corner that just comes over and cleaves you in half that you couldn't see. And there was no way for you to see. And then you're just like, well, guess I get to do the 30 minutes again. It's just like, you know what? No, I'm just not going to do that. I've got better things to spend my time on. And that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, that said, I really, really enjoyed Night Rain. I think Night Rain is a perfect culmination of what makes those games fun. And they just made the game fun. Like, it's just the same formula, but it's fun. And that is like, it is so good. And I swear will go down in history as probably the least liked Souls game in the entire series. But like that game in particular is so fun. So fun. And that's why I already see people like shitting on Duskbloods. And it's just like, the game's not even out, dog. And Night Rain was good. Like, I think it's going to be fine. It's going to do great. It'll be perfectly fine. Night Rain was super fun. 5 enemies come out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm thinking specifically that first area in Dark Souls where you've got the little skeleton guys that just jump at you and like wop, 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 wop. And then the what's it, the something demon, that you can do the plunge attack into. It's escaping me. It's like a caper demon, something like that. I forget. Anyways, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Super easy, right? But like that, I don't know. That's also true. Yeah. I need to play more of Night Rain. Night Rain is probably my favorite game that I've played in that series for a long time, and I haven't played nearly enough of that game. When's the last time? How much time? I actually have only 15 hours. Jesus, I've only got 15 hours in that game. God. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, you know, and I mentioned this yesterday in Lily's stream too, and I'll say it here too. I feel like people spend far too much time focusing on the things that they're like, that they don't like, instead of focusing on the things that they do like. And then immediately was brought with, well, that's my opinion though. And it's just like, yeah, all right. Like, you brought it up though, dumb fuck. like you brought it up. So no, it's not your opinion. You're just forcing your fucking hate on other people, right? Like that's not cool. That's not something you should do, right? And so at that point, I have to sit back and I just wonder, like, I haven't liked the Souls games, at least like the gameplay of the Souls games, because it's been the same formula for basically, what, 15 years? Longer than that. Well, I guess 24 was when Elden Ring Night Rain came out, right? So, no, it was last year. Yeah, so 26 years, whatever, you got it. It's somewhere in that range. Like, that was the first time they tried to do something like legitimately super different. And it worked. It worked really well, right? And like, it's nice to see that they're willing to take some do some experimentation. It's nice to see that they're willing to try something new. and like let the IP breathe and have some fun. And that's why I think Duskwatch has a chance to be super fun. Right. Well, hey, I would have joined them in like the hesitation, right? Because I didn't know if Night Rain was going to be that good. And like I got into the beta and I played the beta and I was just like, damn, I was wrong. This is fun. Like it's just fun to like load in and level up and find new items, and you get these like really cool magic items, and you get to play with things that you would never play through in a regular playthrough, because you're just like, well, I'm a strength build and I found this really cool whip, but I can't use a whip because I need to have 92 dexterity in order to use this whip. Not in fucking Night Rain, dude. You find a whip that you think is cool, you can be like, oh, this would be sick. You just use it. Like, there's no stat points allotted to it. You just get to use it. You just get to have fun with the game. It's just, I don't know, man. It's nice to have. You're proving my point. But yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. Yeah, and I think they even said, didn't they mention before that it was only going to be like didn't they mention it was going to be temporary? Like it was just a limited exclusivity, or is it fully exclusive? Either way, it doesn't matter. The Switch 2 is a very impressive console for what it is. A very impressive console for what it is. And the fact that it's cheaper than all of the other competitors by quite a margin is wild to me. But anyway, the point being is that I wish that more people, because obviously right now, especially now, right, like negativity has just been selling on social media, on the internet, on, you know, this platform, on Twitch, right? It sells. Negativity sells, drama sells. It's what everybody's trying to consume, because everybody was trying to just have some level of human interaction during the height of the pandemic. And all of this to just say that if you just stopped for a moment and went, you know what, maybe this video game that I'm mad at is not that big of a deal, and I can just enjoy the thing that I actually do enjoy. You're still allowed to express your like displeasure, right? You're still allowed to be like, oh, I really wished this would be this, right? You're still allowed to do that, but you're allowed to do that in a controlled environment, right? Like a controlled environment. And that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. But it's so forced. It's so forced. And I have to tell you, I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm so tired of it, man. It's so exhausting. And it's so frustrating because I just have to see, like, over and over again, this like constant negative feedback loop of people that'll just like make fun of a game or make fun of a company or make fun of this or make fun of that. And it's just like, yeah, basically. And then it's just like, oh, did you hear about the thing with, you know, who was the most recent drama about in the Twitch space? Sykkuno, right? Yeah. Oh, Sykkuno's a piece of shit. Oh, okay, good enough. Well, here's 19 more videos telling you how much piece of, hey, I got it, dog. I got it. He's a piece of shit. End sentence. I'm good. Wash my hands clean. We're done. No problem. Like, I can move on, bud. It's good. I don't need to have 17,000 videos. And it's just like there's some TikToker who was caught texting with a minor, like pedophile shit. And it's just like, oh, well, did you hear what he said? No, I blocked his ass. He's a pedophile. Like, what do you mean? Why do I care? You stop caring. Just leave it on. Right. Move on, man. Who gives a shit? Well, he said, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I get more information about this person against my will. It's like the Paul brothers, dude. The Paul brothers. I get so much information about the Paul brothers against my will. The second the thing in Japan happened, I blocked them both. That was fucking a decade ago at this point. A decade ago. And they are somehow still relevant because people refuse to just enjoy the things they enjoy. And it's so frustrating. Well, did you see they're ruining the trading card industry? I don't give a fuck. Stop watching it then. Like people hate watching it is the reason why they still exist. It's so maddening. And for what? This has gone on past my point. I got a little bit more impassioned than I was hoping for. However, the point remains. If you don't like, let's just throw a random example out, Balatro, right? Let's say Balatro isn't your thing. You prefer Slay the Spire. When you come into a chat room, into a community, into a friend base, into a place of, you know, where you're comfortable, and you go, man, I fucking hate Balatro. I wish it was like, shut the fuck up. Just say you like Slay the Spire. That's it. That's it, brother. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta say you like Slay the Spire. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. You can have that opinion. It's totally cool. But it's just the constant negativity is awful. It's exhausting. And a large portion of this, and this is my fault, okay? So like I will take the onus for this, where a large portion of this is because I have been frequenting a lot of content that revolves around a community of very opinionated chatters. And like, it's not anyone's fault. It's just on Twitch in particular, there are two communities that I think have, well, three, that have the largest opinions and the loudest opinions about what they do and do not like. One is Resident Evil, that's a fact. Final Fantasy is another one, also awful. And the third is Souls. And I have been basically almost exclusively consuming that kind of content from the people that I watch and my friends for the entirety of 2026 and a portion of 2025. And so that is my bad. That's on me, right? I need to do a better job of being able to take a step back and say, I need a break because it feels like I'm grinding my nuts in a wood chipper. And I need to just take a step back and let myself breathe for a second. Like that's on me. Yeah, I'll admit that the Pokemon community has been good for me in particular, but I think a lot of the negative in the Pokemon community I have kind of pushed out by nature of just kind of me being who I am. Although I've done that for the Final Fantasy stuff too. Although we've had like moments of, you know, some folks being very opinionated or very loud about their thoughts on certain things. I think most of it has been under control, in my opinion. But yeah, so like that, again, this is to say that like, it's not exclusively a one person problem. This is a community based problem. This is a video game enjoyer problem where people are so focused and hyperfixated on being like, I fucking hate Resident Evil 6. It's just like, brother, just say you like 7. It's fine. No one's gonna judge you if you say you like 7. You're just gonna have the people who also like 7 say that they like 7. And for the folks that come in and they're just like, I fucking hate 7. Kick them in the nuts and move on. That's it. You move on, right? It's the end of it. It's the end of the conversation. They're not part of the conversation. I wasn't talking to you then. You don't like Resident Evil 7? That's fine. Go away, right? That's fine. You don't have to. But I'm saying that I like Resident Evil 7, and I'm allowed to have that conversation with the other folks that do. That easy. But no, we have to share our opinions about how much we hate this. I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm sick of it. Yes. Oh, and a large portion of that, and I'm not going to blame the pandemic on this because this has been an issue for longer than the pandemic, right? That is the facts. People have not been good at communicating with each other since I've been in high school, since I was in middle school, since I was in elementary school. Like, no one knew how to communicate their emotions, their frustrations. And this is largely a male-dominated problem, and I'm not going to get into the psychological portions of this today because obviously we do not have time for that. But this is a very male-focused problem. And like, obviously, yes. Oh, but there are, I know that it's not all men, but I'm telling you that this is primarily a male-driven problem because they do not know how to communicate properly their emotions, their feelings, and their opinions without puffing out their chest and getting this testosterone-fueled rage that just turns into nonsense on a keyboard. And it's got to be better. It has to be better. We have to do a better job of calling people out for it. We have to do a better job of being like, like kicking people down and being like, hey, you can't say shit like that. Like, you can't shit on that person because they like this game. Like, you need to quit it. Just let it go. It's fine. Move on. It's not that big of a deal. And it's certainly not going to change anytime soon, right? It's not going to be a tomorrow problem or a tomorrow fix. It's not going to be a month from now, but we need to do a better job of holding people's feet to the fire to be better. And they'll just be like, oh, well, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. No. Don't sorry. No sorry. No sorry. Just learn. Learn from it. Learn from the mistake and be better next time. I don't want your apology. I want you to do better. Good. Maybe they'll learn. And if they don't, then we'll just ban them, right? That's the truth of it. And somebody just comes through and they're just like, oh, you're going to ban me for my opinion? Yes. Yes, I am. You know why? Because this is my space, motherfucker. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Like, that's the truth of it. If you don't want to, like, if you don't want to be part of the community and you just want to, like, have your echo chamber elsewhere. Enjoy. That's the truth. Yeah. And, you know, and for the most part, I think I do a pretty good job overall of just kind of like absorbing most of the information that's been given. And the truth is that, and I'll say this in general, because obviously I've talked a lot about Resident Evil in the past, and I'm not going to dwell on it today because today's the Dragon Quest day. But like, I'm also not a fan of 7. I don't like Resident Evil 7. I don't like Resident Evil 8, and I'll be perfectly honest with you. So far, I do not like Resident Evil Requiem. And that's just, you know, how it's felt so far. We'll see how it ends. We'll see how it goes. But so far, those 3 games have been my least favorite in the franchise. Like, and I have played some Resident Evil games. That's not to say that 7, 8, or Requiem are bad video games. None of them are bad video games. They're all very well made video games. There are some criticisms that are valid and objective of all 3 games, but they're mostly minimal. Like, they're picking points at that point for the objective, like looking at it from a video game point of view. They're just not my type of game anymore. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. Basically every single Resident Evil game that was released from 1996 until 2014, was that when Revelations 2 came out, I think, were like Resident Evil games that kind of meshed with my gameplay style, the type of game that I liked, and that's why I really enjoyed the series. And 7, Village, and Requiem just have moved away from that. And so from my perspective, it's just really hard to enjoy, which sucks. But I'm glad that folks are having fun with it. I'm glad that the Resident Evil community seems to be picking up and having a great time with it. It's obviously super successful from a just objective, like, sale point of view. And so that's great. That's awesome for Capcom. That's awesome for the Resident Evil team. And, you know, from my perspective, it's like you have to take it for what it is and you know, accept it and move on. It is what it is. The truth is Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 Remake were all released in the same time frame as 7, 8, and Village, and those were all great games. And for me, from what I played, right? My kind of play style. So I'm of the mindset that they'll probably keep making a game for somebody like me. And if they do, then I'll keep playing it. And if they don't, I'll enjoy somebody else play it and I'll watch them play it instead. And that's totally fine. I don't have to shit on everybody that likes it just because I don't, right? And that's my point. Sorry. That was the thing I wanted to rant about. I wasn't sure if I was going to rant about it or not, and I decided it was a good idea. And again, this is not targeted at anybody. Nobody did anything wrong. I don't think that anybody here has ever done anything like that to the point that they've, like, because if you have, I would have called you on it already, as I'm sure everyone here knows. I am not quiet when I have a criticism. You know what I mean? So I'm of the mindset at this point that we do a very good job of, you know, keeping things positive, trying to have some fun, and just letting this be a place where we can kind of like express enjoyment for the things that we're enjoying. And if we don't enjoy something, we just accept that and move on. The writing in 9 is back. Yeah, I'm not like, I feel like so far, because I'm very, very early on. For folks that haven't seen my YouTube uploads, that's basically as far as I've gotten, because the capture card died shortly after I recorded the last episode. But the fact is that the game up until the point that I am at has been realistic from the perspective of somebody making a horror game in the scope of like a Resident Evil archetype, right? They're trying to limit the resources. They're trying to make you think about the things that you're doing. They're trying to make you think about how often you use items, how much you like sneak around and stuff. The problem that I have with the game so far, with the gray section in particular, is the problem that I thought I was going to have with the gray section in particular, and that the offensive play style is not as rewarded as I would hope it would be if you play well, meaning like using your knife, using resources sparingly. It still puts you in a spot where you feel like you have to do stealth, and I am not playing Metal Gear Solid, I am playing Resident Evil. And from my perspective, because I know a lot of folks are just like, oh, it's so nice to have it go back to the roots and be like what Resident Evil was. I never once, in any of the original Resident Evil games, never once did I run out of ammo. Never once. I fought basically every single enemy in every single one of those games on the first playthrough and had a fucking blast doing it. And like, did it have scary moments? Of course it did, right? It's a survival horror game. It's supposed to have scary moments, right? But I feel like it has been drummed to the extreme, and it's very, very exhausting. And it's just not my type of game. That's true too. That's true too. Maybe Metal Gear Solid wasn't the right example. Honestly, if I had to pick an example, it's probably Amnesia. And we talked about that briefly before too. And I'm not going to get into the whole Resident Evil thing. I just wanted to wrap that point up with the bow. But I understand how 7 became a thing. I understand how Village became a thing. And Requiem was the first opportunity where the team that was building Requiem finally got a full development cycle, like a full 5 years of a development, to sit down and make a video game for Capcom. And you see the results. The graphics are considerably better. The writing is considerably better than the other two games. The dialogue is way better. Nothing against the voice actors in those games. I think they did a great job for what they had. But like the writing in 7 and Village was comical at best. At absolute best, it was comical. Which, you know, writing in Resident Evil. That part, at least, not new. There have been some zingers over the years, and that certainly has improved overall. But you know, whether or not you think it's good or not, it is purely subjective at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't know. That's like I said, it's just not for me, and that's okay. You just have to accept that and move on. I'll try to figure out what I want to do for the actual like recorded series. What I might end up doing is I may ultimately, because I'll be totally honest, and this is a purely selfish thing. The capture card dying, I almost felt a sense of relief, because I was just like, I don't know what to do with this series, because I don't want to like pretend to enjoy something when I'm clearly not enjoying it. And I didn't in the last episode of Resident Evil Requiem, for what it's worth. I did not hide my frustration. You may not have been able to see it. Maybe I did a good job overall with that, but I did not try to hide the frustration that I was feeling overall. And while I still have moments of fun so far, I am just finding myself counting down the minutes until I get down to the Leon side. And so selfishly, I kind of want to finish it offline, mostly because I just want to watch people play fucking Requiem so I can just have fun enjoying the actual content versus having to experience it. Like, I'm tired of having to like close my eyes. I'm tired of having to close my ears. Because all of the people that are around me have finished this game like 17 times over, and I'm tired of like being so far behind that I can't talk about it. So I need to get it done. And whether or not that means I'm just gonna like put it on stream and just like drudge through it and get through it as best I can, or play it offline, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Oh yeah. I mean, like having a choice is fine, but we'll try to keep it light. I was trying to safeguard my friends from seeing spoilers, so I have seen some spoilers for the game. I just have not revealed which spoilers those are, but yeah, we'll try to keep it relatively light. Well, yeah, we'll see. Leon's in the game. Yeah, so I do have, for what it's worth, Larry, I do have a backup capture card that is a 1080p capture card. And I know that this is stupid, so you have to take what I'm about to say with a gigantic grain of salt. But I got that 4K capture card because I wanted the quality of my videos on YouTube to be higher. Like that's what I want. I want the videos to be a higher quality. And the 1080p capture card for the modern games, I don't think looks very good on YouTube. And I could render them at 4K, but all it would do is upscale it, and it just doesn't look very good. If anybody remembers my old videos, you might have seen, like in the Resident Evil 4 playthrough in particular, the Resident Evil 4 playthrough, you'll notice there's some tearing every once in a while, and that's because I upscaled that to 4K to put the video on YouTube at 4K. And it caused some tearing because it wasn't recording at that level, right? Because that capture card can't do that well. But yeah, so that's like, I know a very stupid thing, but I have this picture of what the series and what the stuff looks like in my head, and I don't want to like settle if I don't have to, I guess is the point. Yeah, it does. It's the YouTube upload that really hits it at the end of the day. It is, because like I record locally for on OBS. I record in a 4K quality bit rate. Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, if I ran just the Yapper here, this is just a browser source. This isn't even locally put. So this doesn't take anything off of my computer to run. This is super easy. Oh, I see what you're saying. Have me be pixel art, and then that way the pixel art kind of like the lower quality would just match the aesthetic. I get you. Never mind. I'm with it now. I like that. I might take that for a different idea. But yeah, anything that I've already created, like the Expedition 33 series, the Resident Evil series, the what was the other series I was working on? That was Pragmata, right? I already have the quality set at a certain level, at a certain standard. I don't want the rest of the series to be different. And that's mostly as a creative, I suppose. I just wanted to have the same quality across the entire series. Oh, man. Right. That's the goal. And so far, I think we've done a pretty good job. I like the content that we make here on YouTube. I do. I like the streams that we do on YouTube and Twitch too. I don't think there have only been like maybe 2 streams ever that I like regretted going live that day. And both of those times was because of my mood, not because of what I was doing. I enjoy quite a bit the stuff that we do. So I'm very, very grateful for the ability to feel like I am doing good stuff. Yeah, it's a great idea. We know some pretty talented artists. We might be able to get that done. With 16-bit music, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's the other part of it too, is there is some ownership where I feel like the viewer would be impacted as well. So that's part of it as well. And actually, there's a great example. Dashi posted a couple of videos in 4K, and then lately he's been posting his videos in 1080p again, like he always does. And then there were a couple of comments that were just like, "Hey man, what happened to the 4K? That was so cool to be able to see the higher quality and like blah blah blah." And I think he was playing Super Mario 3D Land or something like that. And he goes, "Hey, I know people are talking about it, but it's just like, man, that shit takes up a lot of space on my computer." And I was like, "Yeah, felt." To put it in perspective, let's go into my editing folder really quick, and I will go through and see which one was this. Was this the? I've done mostly Ever Crisis lately, so this was one of the Night Rain streams. Perfect. This was one of the Night Rain streams. So I think this is the time where me, Lily, and Grace played Night Rain together. That VOD, which is, let me check the size of it really quick. Properties. Is 27 gigabytes. And that's just the raw video footage is 27 gigabytes. When I render that in 4K, like actually rendered for upload to YouTube, because I'm using a compressed file size to keep it saved inside my folder. And then when I put it into the editing software, we render it in the actual like true 4K. And when it's rendered in the true 4K, that video probably ended up being close to 120 to 130 gigabytes with all of the sounds and, you know, bells and whistles that normally comes with the render at that point. And now that is because I'm rendering in a higher video format. I'm rendering in a certain codec to make sure that it's not going to get any tearing or any disruptions. And that's why the file size is a bit bigger, because it's like, it's rendering like frame by frame, basically. I think I'm going like 5 frames at a time, which is why the file size is so big. But to put it in perspective, if you're doing a video every day, like say Dashy does, right? Or 5 videos a week, all of a sudden, that's, you know, a raw file that's 27 gigs. That's a rendered file that's 100 gigs. And all of a sudden now you're looking at, oh shit, I have 600 gigs of videos for 5 videos. Now I have to get them uploaded immediately so I can get them off my computer and onto my storage. Like, I understand the pain. I'll leave it at that. I've gotten much better at rendering like high quality videos and storing high quality videos. So it's definitely better now. It's not quite as large as it used to be. And I don't think that the stream or the upload quality has been impacted as a result. But yeah, it's definitely a pain point, and I definitely understand. That's the other part. It's very time consuming. Yeah, very time consuming. Well, that's good. That was actually a big thing when I first started streaming. I streamed on TikTok for a little while. And I mentioned when I was talking with the folks, because I had to apply for a gaming stream key, the way that was how I got my key on TikTok to stream. And when I applied for the key, I had to explain, like, you know, this is what I want to do. This is kind of what I want to have. Like, I want it to work like this. What do we need to do? And then eventually we got a key, and then the TikTok live studio came through, and I had to sit there and tinker with it for at least, I think it was like 2 days of actual work. So like 40 something hours of me like fucking around in TikTok live studio to make sure that if you were watching on your phone, it looked exactly like your phone or like your normal vertical stream on TikTok would look like. But if you put into landscape mode, it looked exactly like a full screen Twitch stream. And that was sick, because we got it set up perfect. So that way, if you were watching on the web, you just got the full like this on your screen. And if you were watching on, you know, mobile, you got like the, you know, the camera at the top, the full game at the bottom, the chat at the very bottom, or the chat underneath. I'm sorry, the full game underneath that, and the chat underneath that. So you still got everything on the screen. It was just in like a vertical format, which was dope. And it worked out really well. Worked out really, really well. I'm actually surprised that Twitch and YouTube have not like done more about that. I know that YouTube has recently, and I think I can stream vertical and horizontal now, but I have not looked into how to make that work in OBS. So I have not even started to mess with that yet. But if we continue to have like some consistent YouTube streams like we have been, then I don't see a reason why we can't. To be honest, we really could, if that's something that folks are interested in. Here we go. It's actually, we'll play some video games, huh? I know I just got done talking for like 75 minutes. Oh. By the way, for folks that are interested, we are going to have a sponsored stream tomorrow. We're going to be playing Dead as Disco, which I'm super pumped about, by the way. I don't know if folks know this about me. I love music. Like, I love music. And I love rhythm games, like, quite a bit. And so I'm excited for Dead as Disco. I'm so excited. So hype. It has been good chats. It has. I like yapping. It's fun. I don't get to do it often enough. And to be honest, like I mentioned before, I'm not very good at, like, speaking my mind in a constructive manner and sharing my emotions and my you know, point of view on certain things either. So it's something I have to get better with too. What are we doing? Oh, right. We had a couple of places we needed to go, right? So we just got the head ferry back. And so now we've got 3 locations that we need to go to. The one in the, for the circles I'm looking at here, the one in the bottom right is definitely the city that we wanted to go to. The item that we need is going to be up to the northeast. And I don't know exactly how we're going to get there. I assume there's going to be a spot like here that we can cross, like a bridge or something maybe, that I haven't seen yet. And then maybe that's how we like do this little winding path to get around this way. And maybe we do that first, actually. Maybe we go to this spot first instead of going back into the forest. But I don't really care which way we go first, to be honest. I'm just excited to be here. So let's just rock and roll. And do we really want to fight things right now? Probably not. So let's do spells. Safe passage. Nope, that's not the right one. Holy protection. That's the one. That's the one. Let's. Oh, I see. The bridge is broken. Maybe it will trigger something if we see the broken bridge. Let's go up here first. No? Okay. Worth a shot. I assume we'll get some type of water travel eventually. Actually, do we have some type of water travel? No. No, we do not. Okay. This isn't, no. Okay. Safe passage. Holy protection wears off. No! Wasn't there a hotkey? Nope. It has taken everything in my power, by the way, not to play this on my Steam Deck offline. I have been having so much fun playing Dragon Quest. This has been so fun. I wish I had access to the entire franchise. I would definitely play the shit out of this series. This series has been a lot of fun to start. I'm hopeful that the rest of the series is going to be fun too. It is. It's really, really nice. This is very similar. If you liked Final Fantasy 1, Lily, you'll probably enjoy this quite a bit. So, why is this circled though? We definitely came through here already. Yeah, I think this is another one that probably will also go by pretty quick. I've obviously spent a majority of my YouTube streams yapping. So that we're only really playing for like an hour or two. But I imagine this is probably close to like maybe 12 hours is probably fair. So probably around the same size. Oh, I see off to the right. We didn't get to, that's right. We left as soon as we got the big ferry. That's right. That's right. That's right. Nose for treasure then. 4 treasures. Okay. Here's one. Peep! A Focus Pocus scroll. It is. All right, so let's see. What is Focus Pocus? Oh, is it an ability? Focus Pocus. Restores MP after each turn for a while. Oh, cool. That's sick. Okay, so obviously the top left is leaving, so we'll save that for last. No treasure chest, eh? I love, God, the HD-2D style is so pretty. Good on them for experimenting with Octopath as well. That's another thing that I want to like yap about one day. It's not going to be today because I've already yapped enough about stuff. But if I had to see one more person say something about they hope that the Final Fantasy comes back with turn-based, dude, Square Enix has done so many turn-based games in the last 10 years, and they're all so fun. Like, not all of them, but most of them are so fun. And it's so, like, it's just so disenfranchising. Like, it's so, what's the word? It's, not disenfranchising, it's, demeaning. It's demeaning to those franchises. That's what I was trying to say. It's demeaning to those franchises. Octopath Traveler 2 is legitimately a very good RPG. Like Octopath 1 has some criticisms that are totally valid, but like Octopath 2 is a legitimately very good RPG. Undying Flame, that'll be the other. Okay, great. The Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster, yep, they've done multiple Bravely Defaults. They've remastered Dragon Quest games. They're making, I assume they'll make a new Dragon Quest game. Dragon Quest 11 is turn-based to my knowledge. And I was just like, man, like, how many turn-based games do you want them to make? They're making a ton. All right, so this is an enemy. I'm still gonna fight it, but oh no, it's a Canabox. I don't remember if this was a demon or not. Nope. Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is legitimately a very good game. Very, very good game. Maybe a beast? Nope. Aside from Expedition 33, right, yeah. And Expedition 33 is fantastic. And so is, what, Metaphor ReFantazio is out. I mean, obviously that's not a Square title, but like that's a great game. Persona's got some great turn-based games. I mean, there's a lot of great turn-based games. Oh yeah. No, Final Fantasy Tactics, the whole series of my first playthroughs here on YouTube. Yeah, I love turn-based games. There've been a ton of really good turn-based games. I just feel it's very like, I don't know. It's just not fair to those games. They exist. And just because it doesn't have the Final Fantasy tag on it doesn't mean it's not made by Square Enix. Like, Square Enix made those games too. Again, except for Expedition 33, obviously. Ooh, a prayer ring. Thank you. Those games are great. But yeah, that's a rant for another day. A rant for another day. So we've got the Phantom Max that allows us to avoid enemy attacks. This one says length of cloth that felons wear to hide their faces. Oh, did you say that? I didn't even know you said that, Lily. Well, and it's totally fine. If they do come back with turn-based, it's totally fine. If they decide that's good for the game, that's fine, right? That's totally fine. I don't care. Because, like, the truth is that Final Fantasy 16, and this is just me speaking objectively as somebody that has played a lot of action RPGs, Final Fantasy 16 leaves a lot on the table. Like, a lot on the table. And like, it's just, it's hard to enjoy it at the maximum level when I've played games like Devil May Cry. And you have to, like, some people would be like, oh, well, you can't compare Final Fantasy 16 to Devil May Cry. Dog, Devil May Cry 3 came out in 2005. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, and you should too. Like, there's a ceiling here that can be met, and it has not been. And that was like when I had said, like, you know, in Elden Ring, going back to the Elden Ring conversation, I was just like, man, after playing Witcher 3, it's really hard for me to enjoy Elden Ring's open world, right? And I recognize that, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is another one that has a really great open world. But when you go into Elden Ring's open world, it feels empty by comparison. It really does. And even though it's not, that's subjectively untrue. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the Elden Ring open world. The things that happened in the Witcher open world, it, like, experienced with the story. Things happened and it, like, had an impact on your plot. It had an impact on your journey. And it felt rewarding to explore that world and be part of that world, instead of it kind of feeling like, oh, I have to go here because there's a grace point here, and then there's like it starts turning into a checkbox, right? Kind of like Rebirth was. And it's just, it's tough to enjoy from my perspective, right? And again, it goes back to the whole Demon Souls thing to begin with, where I was just like, I played the 2 games and I was like, I don't need to play this again. I want a new experience. I want to try something new. I want to experience something new. And so I'm really grateful that Final Fantasy has been experimenting over the last, like, call it 15 years and trying new things and doing different stuff. But even like World of Final Fantasy was a turn-based game, and that game was super fun. I enjoyed World of Final Fantasy quite a bit. Was it a perfect game? No, but how many Final Fantasy games are? This has got to be a safe area here, right? Surely. Hello? Oh, it's just an inn. Great. Make a style for Kentlin, perhaps, yes. Then thou hast made a wrong turn, I am afraid. Return thee across the bridge and follow the bay northeastward. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Because the truth is that much like Final Fantasy 16, I was satisfied with Final Fantasy 16 because the plot and the characters, and there were so many things about Final Fantasy 16 that were so good that I was able to like accept the things that weren't what I wanted them to be, right? And that's the best part, is that I was still able to enjoy the art form for what it was, even though the combat didn't fulfill me the way that I hoped it would. Only the right key will open it. Well, kick it open, sir. You rolled the 1 on your strength check. You broke your foot. Shit. Slime earrings, cute. Adorable earrings that provide a boost to the wearer's defensive prowess. I'm gonna peep them. No special effects. Not cursed. Where are you? Slime earrings. +5 defense. No, thank you. Use your legs, sir. No. Nay. Nay, I will use my legs to leave. Good day, sir. Oh, gosh. Oh no, my holy protection. But yeah, anyway, but to wrap the point up with a bow, I don't really care what the next Final Fantasy game does. Like, it can be whatever. It can be a visual novel for all I care. As long as the plot's good and the art is good, and I mean that in the sense of like the expression of art, not necessarily the visuals, right? The expression of art in the game. As long as those things are good, I will have fun with the game regardless of how it plays. And that's just who I am. I just like video games like that. That's just me. Can you not go in? Oh, sorry. That was the back of the palace. My bad. Gonna be Ever Crisis, yeah. Oh, look, a golem! I'm sure that won't punch me in the nose. Hey, bud, you're not gonna punch me in the nose, right? Don't do it? Okay. Ow!
Much better.
I specifically asked you not to punch me in the nose. Let's do dodge and dance.
Much better.
And then wild side. Ow, my fucking nose! Miracle Slash.
I shall rend thee asunder. Much better. Much better. Ah.
Aha! You missed, sir.
Ah. Double.
Ooh! What did that say? Oh, that must have been a crit. That was crazy.
Reheal.
Ah, he defended when I healed. You're dumb. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Oh.
Ow, my face!
Much better.
I deserve that. Let's do... We should be able to do a mid heal here.
Mid heal.
Okay, now we want to defend.
Thou shalt not escape.
Perfect. Man, this guy's got a lot of HP. Maybe Gust? Yep. Oh, I hit attack. My bad. Ooh, is that gonna cost me the game? Nah. Because now he's gonna go into offensive mode, which means I've got another turn to just kind of like sit here.
Thou shalt not escape.
240 attack. Let's go. Thanks for looking. That was big damage. True. I'm getting my ass kicked here, though.
I cannot fall. Much better.
All right, so we can Gust Slash here.
Not today.
Not today. Hey, do that again.
Thou shalt not escape.
You know, I'm working on that actually. Yeah, it's a good idea though.
Much better.
5? You're giving me 5? Thanks, I guess.
Fuck. Mid heal.
Man, this guy's just changed his strategy to just punch me in the mouth. Good.
Much better. Much better. Much better. Thou shalt not escape.
There we go. There we go.
Not today.
That's some damage now. Right, everyone's waiting till you punch them mouth. Right. Woo! Good fight. A diamond! Welcome to Cantlin. Hello! Well met, wanderer. Thou hast bested the golem that did guard the town. Then thou art mighty indeed. Oh, I got an achievement for defeating the golem. Was I not supposed to defeat the golem? Was I supposed to lose? My fault. And we are in thy debt. Too long we have been trapped here, unable to venture beyond the walls. Wonder where I was supposed to beat him then. The creature was the creation of a mage of old, who did breathe life into his statue that fair Cantlin might be watched over by the stoutest of guardians. But then foul fiends did appear, and by some nefarious means did corrupt our noble protector, turning it instead into an ignoble oppressor. 'Twas an ill-starred day indeed. I was supposed to talk to him? Ah. Unfortunately, this character is a barbarian, so... Talking's not their strong suit. It was just as my master said. One whiff of darkness and the golem was ours to command. And now the treasures of this pathetic town too are ours. The king, sword of kings, best among them. Curse you. Cease thy noises, human. The time for bargaining is over. All that remains is these to die, and just as did the citizens of the Mare. All right, Dandara, where we got our asses kicked. I forgot. Cowards! Do you so fear the power of heroes? You would invade our home, poison the mind of our beloved golem, and raise Dandara, all that thou might obtain the relics of mighty Erdrick. Plainly, you are afeared indeed. Insolent dotard! Yet your quest is futile. There are more treasures than merely the Sword of Kings. You shall not acquire them all. And those that remain, the prophesied hero will surely come to claim, and still he shall be your end. Thou, what knowest thou of such things? Seize him! And so the fiends did carry him off to their stronghold on the Weeping Isle. 'Tis thanks to his distracting provocations that we were saved from certain death. Of this I am sure. But the golem did remain fuddled, and so we in turn remained trapped here in town, unable to escape and seek the aid we so sorely needed. Until now. On which subject, if I might ask, what brought thee here to Cantlin, friend? The Lyre of Ire, thou sayest? 'Tis a matter concerning which our beloved priest would surely be most well informed. Alas, as I have said, he is... Hold, friend! Surely thou dost not mean to go to his aid. Even should this be thine intent, I fear 'tis impossible. The Weeping Isle lieth off the coast to the north of here. The only means by which one might reach it is the bridge to the northwest. Alas, that bridge did collapse some time ago. Try though thou might, even one such as thyself shall not cross it. You're telling me I can float across poison, but not across water? Okay. Maybe our magic's not very good. Have you considered that, Erdrick? And shouldst thou seek to rebuild it, the fiends would surely descend, and many would surely die ere the work could be completed. Perhaps if a means of rebuilding the bridge ere the fiends could think to stop it might be found. Give me a canoe. Perhaps. Alas, I fear such a means is beyond us. Oh, beloved priest. A new entry has been added to the Traveler's Tips, the Heroes Souped Up Skills Part 2. Go ahead and give it a read if you're curious to learn more. Oh, I forgot you were supposed to hold X for certain abilities. I forgot about that, dude. Oh, that's my fault. I completely forgot about that. It'd been so long since we played, I completely forgot we got amplified abilities. With the Soul Sigil. Yeah. Okay, that's my fault. I completely forgot. Okay, so Cattle Prod into Beast Bopper. Stab with the sword that's especially effective against Beast family monsters. Yep. Targeted attack that's twice as nice against the scariest, scaliest foes. Forms a magic circle that lowers a group of enemies' defense and magical resistance from fizzle. Oh, that's cool. Achilles Wheel. I like that. That's cool. Allows the caster to triple damage with their next attack. That's pretty good. Undead Doer into Pearly Gates. Subjects all enemies to Divine Judgment, especially effective against the undead. I like that. Demon Demeanor into Quadra Slash, an almighty attack that cuts through all enemies. Okay. Defending Champion into Pincushion. Prepares the caster to defend and counterattack any attacks coming for a turn. Cool. Okay, sick. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so you hold X before you use those attacks, and that's how you get the souped up versions. Gotcha. Piece of cake, baby. Let's go. An Iron Lance. For shame, sir. Out of here. The hell? An Iron Lance? At this point in the game? Excuse me. Do you have better weapons, sir? Aha! Now we're talking. That's so expensive. Why is it so expensive? You got the silver shield, not that much of an improvement, and then the flame armor that reduces enemies' ice attacks and spells. Cool. Obviously I'm not gonna buy any of that because it's too freaking expensive. Whispers on the Wind speak of a place in Rimmelsdorf wherein magic keys might be purchased. Though it seemeth these keys shatter after but a single use, the fellow making them must be profiting handsomely. Ugh, would it be that notion occurred to me first? I already did that side quest, sir. For shame. Anyway, moving on. Hello! My father's father did often tell a curious tale. He spoke of his friend Magog and of a chest containing a great treasure which he did bury beneath the tree behind his shop. Would that I might go in search of the treasure myself, but alas, beyond these walls lieth untold danger. His friend Magog and a chest containing a great treasure which he did bury beneath the tree behind his shop. Magog? That name sounds familiar. I don't know. I don't know that I remember where they're at, though. This town possesseth more than its fair share of weapon shops. They appear to coexist happily enough on the surface. But behind the scenes, many a scurrilous rumor is spread in the hope of disrupting the trade of one establishment or another. Aye, their masters are sharp-tongued fellows indeed. Let's see what you got. Steel broadsword, iron axe, neither one of those is good. Raging bull helm is better. Not by much. Dragon mail is better. Its armor reduces damage taken from fire spells and breath attacks. That's pretty good. I don't know if it's worth the $13,000 though, man. Like, money's pretty rare in this game. Invest in dividends, yeah. Hello, sir. We do most fervently pray for thy success, hero. May the holy light protect and guide thee. Soon the power of the great talisman with which Lady Rubus did confer her favor upon mighty Erdrick shall be thine. Oh, thanks, bud. Hope you're right. So far, she's been pretty helpful, I'm not gonna lie. Got us out of a couple of predicaments. Hello. My family did once tend to shop in the desert town of Damdara. Alas, monsters did lay waste to that ill-fated place when I went abroad to sell my wares. And my grandfather... I see. We do know where that's at. Okay, so I couldn't beat the monster before because we weren't strong enough. And I don't remember if we figured out what it was weak to. But we can try to go back after we get a save. Then we can go back there and give it a shot. For a mercy, my journeying did earn me sufficient means to establish myself here, and thus did I begin again. Thou wouldst know the whereabouts of my family's premises in Damdara. If memory serveth, they were in the east of the town. Yep. Yeah. Hardwood headwear. Suit of chainmail. I feel like all of this has been pretty, like... Yeah, memory sometimes, yeah. That is totally fine. And I feel like all of this is bad, right? Chainmail? Yeah, 184. Why are they giving me a whole bunch of bad stuff? Well, sir, you're supposed to sell it for some money. No. Nay, not enough money. Wait, hold on. Hey! You scratched me. You scratched me, I'm a cat! You're not supposed to scratch me, I'm a cat! Whatever, dude. Wouldst thou know of the magic of the Puff Puff friend? Yes? No? Thou dost not, more's the pity. Okay, you're not helpful. Welcome, welcome. If thou likest radishes, thou hast certainly come to the right place. Ah, thy stony demeanor bespeaketh not a pressing need for radishes. At least he's very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? The phrase I'm looking for, even. Observant. Cat's not friendly? No. But that means somebody abused that cat if it's not friendly. So what's that say about the town? He wonders if he bears any resemblance to Erdrick, the hero of legend. You'll have to find out in Dragon Quest III. Look at that, it's a suit of iron armor. Look at that, it's an attacker scroll. That's a stupid name. Attacker. I will learn attacker. And what does attacker do, pray tell? Attacker, a heavy hit that reduces an enemy's attack. Oh, it's a good attack. Good, great, wonderful. Peachy. Here looks at the bookshelves. The golem that guarded our gates was constructed by a scholar from the time of Erdrick. He granted it life with the aid of magic. Would that he built a spare or else left instructions as how we might do the same. One might guard our gates even now. There are two schools of thought as to why he left us no records. One stateth its creator deliberately destroyed all documents detailing the golem's crafting upon witnessing its terrible power. The other theory painteth an altogether more unfortunate picture that its creator accidentally blew his nose on the document, rendering them illegible for all time. That's the one. That's the one. And though many scholars since have painstakingly studied the golem in an effort to recreate it, none have thus far succeeded. The hero's blade. It is widely believed that the sword of Erdrick used to save our realm was once shattered. But if this is true, how could it have been restored to a state strong enough to lay the lord of the underworld low? Surely a blade of such might could not be repaired with the likes of steel or bronze. I shall not rest until I have uncovered every last secret concerning the hero's blade. Who forged it and from what? And how it was broken and how it was repaired. In so doing, I might hope to forge such a sword myself one day. Swords and sorcery. Legends tell how Erdrick infused their blade with magic in order to defeat the dread Zoma. Gust Slash and Lightning Slash are two examples of this, and both cannot be mastered lest one hath a firm grasp of sword and sorcery both. The very fact that Erdrick endeavored to master such skills proveth just how fierce the foes that faced them were. Ooh, a more hero scroll. As my research into Erdrick's equipment continueth, I have learned of two legendary ores that may have played a part in their making and remaking. They are known as Orichalcum and Zenithium. Alas, neither can be obtained in modern Alfgard. There are no means by which I might test the theory that they were used to repair the fabled arms. Yet I shall not give up. Doubtless there are records of the past I am yet to see. I am certain the information I seek is out there somewhere. The problem that I have with that person isn't that they're curious about like the hero's arms. They're trying to just make their own. You feel me? Like they don't actually care. They just want to make their own sword. Which like felt, but also let's not act like we're noble here. Magic water and boxer shorts. You want a sword? Well, go to the blacksmith. Do I need to heal? Oh, I definitely do. Is this the end? Welcome to our inn, weary traveler. It says 80 gold coins. So look, guys, honeys, maybe. I'll never tell. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I wanted to get, I'll do that after stream. I forgot I wanted to get, air horn sound effects for my stream deck. Woo. Good day to thee, and welcome to Rainbow's End's Bank. Give me my money, sir. It's true. The hero of Erdrick. He requires less holy boxes. Are there any places we didn't go? Just this building to the right? Yes. Okay. And then we'll head back to Damdara once we pop a quick save, and we'll give that town another try. Long ago, when a great darkness threatened the world, a hero did descend from the skies and save us. That hero was none other than mighty Erdrick. At least so the legends do tell. But if this is true, does it mean that Erdrick was the child of the Almighty? That's a great question. I don't have a green key. Oh! We're fine! Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for being here, Moosebell. I appreciate it. Who art thou? What business of thine is this? Be gone, thou sticky beak! Hi, this will make a fine hiding place. None shall find me here. I need only wait until the heat dieth down. Okay. Let's save really quick. He's confessing. No, no context, just words. Okay, so, ooh. Cave of the Dwarves. Once we go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. So where? It's over to the right there, right? Yeah. Ah! I forgot to turn the holy thing on. Shoot! Flee! Okay, I think it was through here. Oh, I can get the treasure without fighting the thing? Oh, shit. Nope. Nope, I sure can't. I don't think we're much stronger defensively, so I'm pretty sure this guy's still gonna whoop my ass. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is dodge dance.
Much better. Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna whoop my ass.
no mercy.
Oh, I forgot to use the new scroll too.
Much better.
Nice. Let's do wild side.
Much better.
And then
The end is nigh. Thou art outmatched.
is that better? Oh. Yes. That was significantly better. Okay.
Much better.
It does look like we're faster than him now, which is good. Because that was not a thing before. Okay, so his defenses went up. So don't I just defend here then? Until his defenses fall down?
Thou shalt not. Ha! Thou shalt not escape.
There we go. Okay. Oh, hey, that helped a lot. That helm splitter before did 180. That's way less. Okay. Hold on. We got this. I might have to restart the fight, but I think we're definitely in a better spot now. Wild side.
Thou shalt not escape. Not today.
Attacker. Muster strength.
Thou shalt not escape. Not today.
And then, I guess, do we want a spell here? Well, it's got a barrier up right now, so there's no point in that. Let's just Demon Demeanor. It attacks back to normal, so let's go ahead and reduce its attack again. I missed. What does wild side change to? I think we'd have to restart this fight, is where I'm at.
Mid-heal.
Unless I dodge this. Great.
Much better. Thou shalt not escape. Much better.
Oh my god, why did that do so much damage all of a sudden? He just regular attacked and did 213? Okay. Let's use the scroll. $164 HP and it only costs 5 MP. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's use all of our seeds. That's the thing that rock capable of absorbing an attack that would be fatal, saving its owner's life. Oh. It really is a diamond, huh? Well, I don't want to use that for this. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. This definitely feels like something we're not supposed to be doing right now. Much like it was with the first time we came here, but I at least feel better now that we have this attacker bit. Because that lowers its attack by quite a bit. So let's open with that first. Great. We can do dodge dance.
Much better.
Let's wild side.
Thou shalt not escape.
Let's let me try some spells really quick. Let's do Zapple. So no on Zapple. Zapple definitely does more damage than the actual attack though, and now it has bounce, so I can't do anything more there. So let's do Miracle Slash for some healing.
Not today.
Wild side's down, so let's go ahead and put on wild side again. Let's put on muster strength, I think. Dodgy dance is still on.
Re-heal. Thou shalt not escape. Not today.
Okay, my defense is back to normal. That's probably why I did so much damage before. I think my defense was lowered. Yeah, 100%. That was the reason why for sure. Okay, I think we're still fine here. Let's go ahead and do attacker again. Lower its attack down. And then back into, let's do Sandstorm.
Thou shalt not escape.
Into Demeanor. Okay, it already got Sandstorm out, so that's actually not useful then. That's waste of MP.
Much better.
It's only going to be for one turn. I'd rather just have Dodgy Dance on.
Much better. Thou shalt not escape.
I didn't mean to attack. Bounce is gone. So we can go back to Zapple if we want to. We can try Crackle as well. Maybe we can try putting it to sleep too.
Snooze.
Highly resistant, okay. That makes sense. Oh, I meant to use more heal. That was my fault. Oh. Never punished, Lamau.
Much better. Ha!
Dodge. Okay, let's focus.
Much better. Ah!
Fine. Dodgy dance.
Thou shalt not escape. Thou shalt not.
I don't know what that did, but we're about to find out together. Oh. I definitely shouldn't have wasted that. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing the vision now. I'm seeing the vision now. Let's muster strength.
Much better. Oh. Much better. Not today. I shall not fall. Prepare thyself.
Man, its HP is so high. It's still not even close to dying.
No mercy. Much better. Much better. Oh.
The problem is Wild Side takes so much MP.
Ha.
The risky thing would be to do the improved Wild Side, because I think I don't know if that overwrites Wild Side or if it's a separate buff. I'd have to dodge this attack. Let's try it. I just want to see if it overwrites it.
Thou shalt not escape.
Oh, Wild Side dropped. Okay, so it was separate though. We're still not anywhere close enough to fight this guy. Unfortunate. I was really hoping that we were like getting relatively close, but it seems like no. Because that was like, we did quite a bit of damage to him. At least over 1,000. And it wasn't even in yellow health yet. So I feel pretty comfortable just bouncing. Yeah, I feel pretty confident that this is just not where we need to be right now. Thank goodness. What if the stuff inside that goodie bag is good? Rotten Wilders are pretty funny, by the way. Oh, it dropped a whole bunch of money. Cool. Okay, so obviously the smart thing to do here is to the smart thing to do is to go back to the fairy village and give them the thing that I picked up. That might actually improve some of our stuff, wouldn't you say? Considering it's a buff to our stuff. Who could have said? I do have a little present for you. What do you have? Making you feel all hot and bothered. I'm so glad I skipped that line. My gosh. The 80s were a wild time, man. We just said shit. Jesus. All done. That's another sigil in the bag. Based on the heat it's giving off, I'd say that must be the sun sigil. Nice work, Gary. Here you go. One sun sigil hot off the forge. That means there's one left to make. Uno mas. Simply having sigils in your possession can grant you all sorts of special effects. Sun sigil makes standard attacks and some abilities a lot more likely to land critical hits. Cool. It is helpful. I was hoping for something defensive, but it's okay. It's fine. Okay. Let's look at the map here. So we have not been to the southeast yet. That island there that kind of looks like... That looks like South America flipped upside down. Or, I guess... Yeah. Yeah, you see it though, right? The little crag down there, the little mountain area. Maybe it looks like there's something inside that middle part there. So maybe we go there first. And then it looks like in the far east, there's a whole like desert area that we haven't gotten through yet. We definitely went into that dungeon already, so it's been there. All right, well, let's... Oh, I didn't mean to punch the mic, my bad. Let's zoom to the Cave of the Dwarves and see what they got to say. I think I got like 10 more minutes in me. Hello. Thou needs the bridge built with surpassing haste. And trust in us, friend, though the us in question may require some convincing. Fear my companions will not go readily to the aid of humans. Nonsense, we shall go, and happily. Truly? Thou jestest not? Truly, we are none too fond of humans, 'tis true. But this fellow here hath tickled us mightily with his strange ways. He did risk his own life to save that of a dwarf. Unheard of, ridiculous, delightful. And besides, if thou goest alone, the bridge doth fail to be rebuilt, and the name of all dwarves shall be mud. Come, brothers. Ah! Very well then, let us away. The dwarves, and no small number of them. Is this thy doing, wanderer? But how? The pleasantries can wait. What is needed now is timber, and plenty of it. Timber, for what purpose? For what purpose, he asketh. Why, to rebuild thy precious bridge, of course. And its single evening's work will escape the fiend's notice, I assume. A single... You're truly able to perform such miracles? That which is asked of us, we do. Wait here. All shall be well. See ya. That guy's just like, hold on, I'm coming too. Meanwhile, this doofus.
The time hath come to reclaim the ancient power that is mine by right.
Uh-oh.
What? Thou refusest me? Then I shall just have to try all the harder.
Hey, that seems bad. "'Tis done. The bridge standeth once more. The rest, friend, is up to thee." Truly, dwarves are capable of such feats as this. Sounds. That old man's about to go and do something stupid. "Thou didst best the golem, that the heretofore none had bested, and did enlist the aid of dwarves, though such beings despise us. Truly, thou art he." No. No. No, I'm not. Holy water! Trying to figure out where these treasure chests are. I know they're not going to be in this room, but yeah, I thought so. Oh, right, it's the treasure chest that I can't open. Hello? "What sayest thou? A fellow hath been acting suspiciously in the corridor below? I know it full well, for I can see him plainly from here. He hath lately been sought in connection with a spate of questionable dabblings on the wall of our fine town, and he shall be brought to justice soon enough." Sorry, bud. Apparently me talking to that guy meant I was tattling. My bad. Examines the ground at his feet. A mini medal. Wait, how many mini medals do I have? Oh, I got the next checkpoint. I know where we're ending the episode. Wayfarer's close. What are we doing? Why are we getting all this nonsense? What's in here? Hello. A leather suit. Oomph powder. And in the pot, a seed of luck. An unsealant. Gary sniffs. This game's so goofy. Nope. A 2-leaf clover. An item that can be used as an ingredient in crafting. So I give it to the berries? Ow, I didn't mean to get scratched by you again. Get out of my way. Only one treasure left. Means it's probably some random pot somewhere that I missed. Almost certainly. Oh, it's probably... Oh. Claws of the Dragon Lord rendeth steel as if it were parchment, while his breath melteth stone as if it were ice. Knowing this, Gary, art thou still resolved to face him? Yes. That is kind of the whole reason we're doing all this, so yeah. Yeah, still pretty resolved. It is good to know that the Dragon Lord will have breath attacks, though, so it's probably good to pick up one of those armor pieces that have that block breath attacks, yeah. Not that I'm even very confident which one of those will be the best one or one we want, but we'll experiment. I don't know where this would be. Maybe it's just another one of those like on the ground things. Got this from the barrel. I go to the left here. Yeah. Maybe it's in the area where the priest was. No, I checked all this already, right? Mm-hmm. So if I was to hide an item, it'd probably be over in this area, honestly. I wish Peep gave us like a better look of where the chests actually were. You have to be like standing right next to it for it to actually like cast and see inside of it, which makes sense. But I wish there was a way to like pinpoint the location, you feel me? Always something silly too. It ends up being like some random corner that I didn't check. Give it one more once over, and then I'm gonna call it. We're just gonna move on. Where did I say I was gonna go before we ended? Oh, the mini metal thing. Yeah. Oh. Odd. Wonder why it lets you go through that area. That's strange. Did I ever go upstairs in this one? I did. That's where we got the more heal scroll. Can I talk to you? Okay. One more treasure chest on this level. I don't know where this is. I feel like we've looked everywhere. It has to be outside for sure. I already checked all over this area. I guess we didn't go in the back. Maybe it's in the back here. Nope. Oh, is it this? Nope. Well, that would have been nice. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. Hold. Wouldst thou humor an old man ere thou departest, friend? You do not want to come with me. 'Tis concerning our priest who was abducted, as thou by now surely knowest. A great man indeed, guardians of the legends of heroes and much more besides. Though a man not blessed with the best of luck. Young was his wife when she passed away, and the son she bore him did quit his home, never to return. He resides now in Damdara, where he laboreth as a merchant, if the rumors are to be believed. Or rather, he did. The rumors also tell that Damdara was razed, as its citizens slaughtered. The news did wound my poor old friend more than words might express. Long did he mourn and deeply. The fiends who did murder his beloved son are now sworn enemies. Not one word would he relay to them, though they torment him without mercy. And so I fear they shall have no choice but to. I beg of thee, ere they lose patience and do away with him, go to his aid. I am in thy debt. Remember that, sire. All right. So let's go back to the Citadel of the Monarch of Metals. See what our next reward is for the mini metals. May I present thee with thy reward, a swallowtail, rather, swallowtail. I've received from thee a total of 17 medals thus far, good Gary. Should that number reach 20, a banishing bell shall be thine. Okay. Is that an equipment? Swallowtail, 52. Avian design isn't just for show. This boomerang is extra effective against insect family enemies. Cool. Is 52 even good? No. Not at all, actually. Bummer. Well, that's kind of a negative to end the stream, Mama. You know what? It is what it is. At least we got it. And maybe it's like so effective against insects that it's better to use that against the insects instead of the strongest weapon. We'll have to play around and test it to see. Oh dear, there's no space in your head for new memories. Well, you'll have to get more memories next time. Appreciate y'all watching. I'm gonna get off and get stretched here because we're getting a little sore. And we're gonna hop back on tomorrow. We're gonna be streaming tomorrow, hopefully around 1 p.m. Eastern, depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow. But hopefully we'll be feeling okay. We'll be doing some Dead as Disco. If it's not, then what I'll do is we'll do what we did today. We'll push it back till the evening time and then do it in the evening instead. It should be a lot of fun. Hope to see y'all there. The live stream's already up, so if you haven't already gone and checked it out and got it on a bookmark or got it on a tab ready to go, you can do that if you'd like. For folks that are watching the VOD, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. Make sure you check out the rest of our Dragon Quest series as well. The liking video thing seems to be helping on YouTube again, by the way. So if you guys are here live as well, if you haven't liked the stream yet, if you wouldn't mind liking the stream, that would help out a lot. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for, again, being patient with me for moving stuff around this weekend. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for some Dead as Disco. And again, on Wednesday night for Update Night and Guild Battle stuff. And then, again, I'm going to try to make some stuff around Persona 5 The Phantom X as well. So we've got a couple of streams lined up for next week as well. So we've got streams on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday and Thursday streams are both YouTube streams. So and those are all scheduled here on the channel. So if you're interested in checking those out, make sure you pop on by. We'll be doing some Persona 5 The Phantom X on Thursday afternoon, which should be a good time because we're supposed to be getting new permanent content related to Persona 3 Reload. So I'm very excited. But appreciate y'all watching. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for spending some of your weekend with me. And as always, we'll see you again in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.